And a second round of major protests have broken out across U.S. cities against the policies opted by President Donald Trump. Thousands of protesters took to the streets to voice their opposition to Trump's policies on deportations, government firings, and the wars in Gaza and Ukraine. In New York, people gathered outside the city's main library carrying signs targeting the U.S. president with slogans like "No Kings in America" and "Resist Tyranny." Demonstrations on similar lines were also observed in Chicago, Miami, and Texas. In Washington, protesters voiced concerns that Trump was threatening long-respected constitutional norms, including the right to due process. Visuals outside from the White House showed protesters carrying banners that read "Workers should have the power," "No kingship," "Stop arming Israel," and "Due process." Many demonstrators were seen sloganeering in support of migrants who were deported by the Trump administration or is attempting to deport, while others expressed solidarity with the people fired by the federal government and with universities whose funding is threatened by Trump.
Due process. That's the first thing they come for, is to take away our due process. And if you folks think here today that you're safe, they're just coming for the weak, the powerless, the students, the immigrants. They're not. They're coming for anybody who stands up against them. Law firms, universities, anybody who resists, they come for.
I've been concerned obviously for a while, but it's mostly like the executive overreach. Like we're supposed to have 3 equal branches of government, and to have the executive branch become so strong and threaten with Musk's money, threatening elections in another state because it's the opposite party. I mean, it's just unbelievable. And then the letter that the Trump administration sent to Harvard, to me, was just chilling.
Protesters in Chicago took out their frustration on Trump's bonhomie with Russian President Vladimir Putin and over suspension of diversity, equity, and inclusion programs, climate initiatives, and the war in Gaza.
It's obvious we have an oligarch pig in the White House that's doing Putin's plan for America, and we the people will not stand for it. That's basically the reason why we're out here. We're not going to have a minority of oligarch pigs taking over our country.
My 4th protest, and typically I would sit back and wait for the next election, and we cannot do that right now. We've lost too much already. We can't afford to do that. We're doing this for civil rights, human rights, the protection of all of the agencies that protect people's laborers and finances, so many things.
Organizers of the protests hope to use building resentment over Trump's policies to forge a lasting movement. The chief organizer of Saturday's protests, the group 50501, a number representing 50 protests in 50 states and one movement, said some 400 demonstrations were planned. Its website said that the protests are a decentralized, rapid response to the anti-democratic and legal actions of the Trump administration and its plutocratic allies. Protests were also planned outside Tesla car dealership against billionaire Trump advisor Elon Musk. These protests came just 2 weeks after similar nationwide protests against the Trump administration drew thousands to the streets across the country.